this is Denise with Modern Priscilla Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you are here and that you've joined me for this pick a card. The question, how does my coworker feel about me? Now we're going to take a look at this from a Platonic coworker standpoint. So we'll see if what we think is Platonic might have more coming into play, but we're going to see just, how people are feeling about you at work and, kind of, again, from that Platonic standpoint. All right, friends. So I have 3 decks spread out here today along with an oracle deck today. I have the Witch's Tarot, I have the Deviant Moon Tarot, and I have the Steampunk Tarot. I'm also going to be throwing in an oracle card. This is the Echoes of Nature oracle card. All of my decks have a stone on them just to show you what they are. The oracle deck, I put a clear quartz on there just to kind of open up the energy for that deck. Here on the Witch's Tarot, we have a smoky quartz. Cool. Here on the Deviant Moon, we have lepidolite, one of my absolute favorites. It's a stress reliever. And then here on the Steampunk, we have a rose quartz. Love and self-love. All right. So what I'm going to do, I am going to live shuffle, and I'm going to be setting out 3 piles, for which then I will invite you to select your pile. I will put timestamps in the description, so that way you can jump forward and move around as needed, hopefully easier. All right, my friend, with that all being said, let's get started. Okay, here we are. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Now what I'm going to ask you to do is calm your mind. Think of the question, how does my coworker feel about me? See where your attention is drawn and select your pile. If you need extra time, please feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, let's get started. Pile number 1. All right, pile 1. Let us find out what you've got. Ooh, okay, your oracle card is Higher Perspective. We're going to set our stone there so it will stay. Higher Perspective. Okay, let's see how that pulls in. What is your coworker thinking about you? Ooh, we got an extra one. That was a bonus. Bonus card. Okay, so let us see what we've got. All right, so this card here, this serves as my energy card. So this is the strongest energy that the tarot is picking up on. What have we got? We've got our 10 of Swords. All right. So 10 of Swords. This is the energy that is surrounding the question. And this is kind of about the death of something, the death of an idea and moving on to something else. So I think what's going on here is your coworker must have had an opinion about you that they no longer have. So they have seen something different. They've gotten to know you maybe. Maybe you've collaborated on something, worked together in some way. And they have now changed their opinion about you. Remember, our oracle card is Higher perspective. So someone's taken a different look. Ooh, and oh my, this definitely talks about the same thing. This is a tower moment. This is when things change. This is about something changing that really rocks things, shakes them up. So, you put two of these together, because remember, our energy card is going to follow along with each of our cards. This is a double whammy. Death of an idea and changing something up, a new perspective. So moving forward, moving on, I think this person must have at some point kind of felt that, well, they changed their perspective about you for sure because of something you've demonstrated. And at first, they perhaps thought that you weren't going to be maybe as helpful as you ended up being, or as having great ideas, or as friendly, or, whatever. They didn't expect that, but they are taking like kind of a higher look at it now. Imagine our giraffe is standing up tall, seeing everything from the distance and a great overview. So they're seeing it. So those petty things, or those things that they were worried about in the first place, no longer seem to apply. Definitely seeing that with two cards there. And then we've got our Six of Cups. The Six of Cups talks about, friends. I think your coworker is now seeing you as a friend. Your coworker must have gotten to know you better now, and definitely has put anything to rest that they were worried about, thinking about, their first impression of you. And now they consider you a friend, or a potential friend, if you're not quite connected at that level yet. They see you as somebody who could be a friend. That's wonderful. I think what led to them feeling like maybe you weren't going to, their first opinion of you might not have been as favorable. It's because they thought maybe you were inexperienced. We've got our Five of Swords here. And our Five of Swords talks about people who are just, it's about competition. It's about, overconfidence. It's about kind of rushing in quickly and not really knowing what to do next. And, maybe you seemed super eager, and they were like, oh, geez, they don't know what they're doing, or whatever. But they were somehow maybe a little threatened even by what's going on, what you do. But either way, that impression is gone now. They've taken a higher perspective of this situation. They do not see that way anymore. Next, we have our Hermit. The Hermit says, you know what? Take a step back. This is somebody who needs a little space, a little time, and kind of realizes things as they kind of step back from situations. Well, wow, what does that sound like? Our higher perspective. Take a step back. Your coworker might have had a bad impression, or at least not a very favorable impression of you in the beginning, but I think that has absolutely changed now. So let's take a look at our cut card. This is the middle of the deck, so this is the energy of the outcome. Ready? Boom. Oh, this is good. All right, this is karma. So this is the Judgment card, and this talks about things kind of starting again in a new way. I mean, how many cards are we going to get that say the same thing? Holy cannoli. Yes, this is somebody who had an opinion about you originally that was not very favorable. They have changed their opinion of you. They are starting to see you as more of a friend, and having that connection with you, that you could be a friend. And they're also having more respect for you, as in terms of your work. You've either proven it to them, you've shown them in some way, but they are no longer feeling that you're maybe inexperienced and trying to be a show-off, or whatever it is that, they might have interpreted negatively in the beginning. They've taken a higher perspective. Ooh, pile one. What does that sound like? Ooh, I want to hear. Please drop a comment. I would love to interact with you. I'd like to hear what you think of this reading. So please drop a comment. And of course, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit subscribe. I never want you to miss out on another video. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 2. All right, pile 2. Let's find out how your coworker feels about you. All right, our oracle card is Strength. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, so we're going to see how this applies. Strength, as you can imagine, it does imply being strong, but it also implies being very resilient. Well, let's just see. Let's see how it pulls in, because this will help give us more clues. Oh, okay. All right, so what have we got going on? All right, so this card here, this serves as my energy card. This is the strongest energy that the tarot is picking up on surrounding your question. So this is the Ace of Swords. This talks about, this person's kind of waiting for the truth to be revealed about something. Looking kind of, this person might feel, I don't want to say standoffish, because I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but they're feeling like maybe you're not as good as other people might think you are. And they're kind of reserving judgment to see if you are. I don't think that they have put it into a perspective of, I just don't think you can do it, and it's a negative kind of angry thing, or jealousy thing. I think that it's like they're stepping back saying, all right, we're going to just see how things pan out. We're going to let you prove it to see, how good you are, or if you can do what you say you're going to do, or you can do what's asked of you. Does that make sense? So they're waiting for this real definitive proof, meaning you either showing it in some way, or they're interacting and working with you in some way, that in a positive way that shows them that yes, you do know how to do whatever it is. All right, so next we have our Five of Cups. This talks about this person is thinking they're going to be disappointed. They're afraid that they might be disappointed in what happens. I think it's like they're on the fence. I don't think they're expecting you to really fail, but they're afraid that you might. So they're kind of like, oh, is it going to go great, or is it going to go, or terrible, or is it going to go great? This is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is about building a foundation. This is about growing and learning and achieving things, as opposed to this is about a little bit about just being disappointed and things like that. Again, they're waiting to see, there's the truth, right? They're waiting to see that, and they're not sure which way it's going to go. And it's not that they're being angry or mean, or they just don't like you. It's just they're kind of not sure if you're going to be able to do it or not. I see that here as well. This tells me that they're wanting to not feel this way. They're not wanting to question. They're not wanting to worry. Well, I don't know if worry is the right word. They're not wanting to have that thought anymore. Does that make sense? They don't want to have the thought that you might not be able to do it. They're wanting to see that you can, so that because they care about you, they like you. Maybe they need you to do the extra work. They need somebody to do it, and they're hopeful that you're the one who's going to be the right person to get the job done, to help them, to help the company, whatever that looks like for you. So I think they're kind of wondering if it's going to go well or not. They're not exactly sure. They're kind of on the fence, like yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. They're waiting and seeing how things pan out. That's why we have our Strength card here. This is somebody who is rooting for you, who wants you to do well, but is obviously a little bit concerned that you might not be able to do it in the end. So let's get an outcome card. We need to see a little bit more, right? Let's see what we've got here. This is the Cut card. So this is the energy of the outcome. This is our middle of our deck. Ready? Go. Oh, yeah. Okay, Page of Wands. So again, it's about tossing it up in their mind. They're not sure if you're going to be able to do a good job or not. They are just not sure which one it's going to be. So I keep saying it over and over because I'm trying to find the right words. They're not expecting you to fail or expecting you to succeed. They're waiting to see what happens. The jury is still out. Does that make sense? You're familiar with that saying, right? That the jury is still out, meaning they haven't made a decision yet. And they're waiting, they're watching, and they're going to make their decision after you prove it to them, whether you do it or don't do it, or whatever it is that you're doing for your job. Ooh, let's get one more. Let's just get one more and see. This is very clear so far. Let's just get one more. I love to do this. I just fan them out and stop wherever I feel good. And there it is. Okay, so let's see what this one says. All right. So yeah, it's our Seven of Wands. So Seven of Wands, this is kind of feeling like this is telling you, I mean, that you need to stand your ground and keep doing what you're doing. You're going to be able to prove that you are successful, that you can do what the job requires, that you have that ability. And this is saying, all right, I'll prove it to you. Oh, yes, this is super clear, pile two. So they're thinking, they're not sure, like I keep saying, the jury is still out. They're waiting, watching, trying to see the truth. They want to see how you're going to do. And you're going to stand your ground and prove it. You're going to show them. That's what this card is saying. You are going to prove it. Ooh, pile two. I hope this made sense. Drop a comment. I want to see if this makes sense to you, if you kind of know who this might be. Let me know. Write a comment there. I'd love to interact with you. And of course, if you haven't already, please make sure and hit subscribe. I never want you to miss out on another video. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 3. All right, pile 3. Let's find out what's going on with you. All right, our oracle card is Seeing Inside. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so let's see how it pulls into our reading. Seeing Inside. Okay, let's see what we've got here. How does my coworker feel about me? Okay. Oh, this is good. This is real good. Our first card here, this is my energy card. So this is the card that shows me the strongest energy that the tarot is picking up on surrounding this question. And we have the Sun. So this is the overarching energy. Like if we were doing a 1-card pull, this would be like the main stuff, right? All right. So the Sun. The Sun. Now, how can you feel any better than when you're sitting in the sun, right? This is about, success. This is about happiness. This is about really feeling truly happy and enjoying things. I think when you're around your coworker, you bring a little sunshine into the room. You bring a little sunshine into the day. I think you are somebody who perhaps is inspiring or just generally a easygoing, happy-go-lucky type of person, or at least that's the vibe you're putting out there. So yes, so very, very good impression. You add that to our oracle card, Seeing Inside. I think this person is really looking at you and finding you to be a very, pleasant person. And, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We've got more that says that. We've got our 6 of Cups here. This is the Friend card, literally the Friend card. Your coworker feels very much connected in terms of having that friendship type of feeling. And, whether or not this means, you're going out to lunch every day or not, maybe not. But this person certainly sees you as potential for a friendship if you haven't already started developing that friendship. They are seeing inside. They see you. They see you, and they think that you're a good person. They like your personality. That kind of a thing. We also have our rose quartz, remember, which is all about love and self-love, warm, fuzzy feelings. And then on top of it, again, we have our warm, fuzzy friendship card. So your coworker has some really good feelings about you. I think before your coworker has gotten close to people at work and that didn't work out. I know I can say from my own experience, I have many, many, many years of working in an office setting at multiple jobs. And I know that, you always have a work BFF, you have a work best friend, and hopefully when you leave that job or they leave, you still stay connected. But it's been my experience that unless you're really close, sometimes those friendships just kind of fall away. And then you get another job and you have a new work BFF. Sometimes friends are best friends at work, and that's okay too. So, depending on how far you want to take this friendship, this person has had maybe some disappointment. Maybe they had that work BFF, and when that person left, their friendship started to dwindle. Not sure, but now that sounds to me like what they're hoping does not happen with you. So here we have our 7 of Pentacles. This talks about having doubts, having worries. So again, if you notice, these are on the outsides of these. We've got the warm, fuzzy friendship card. We've got, excuse me, Seeing Inside, seeing your sunny nature. but yet we have 2 here that have worries, doubts. This is more about worries, kind of just feeling like, oh no, I might get hurt again, or I might feel disappointment again. And this one's about, so this is thoughts and thinking about the daily interaction with this person that they knew in the past. And this one is saying it emotionally upset me. It hurt my feelings. I think somebody left the job and they were no longer keeping up and maintaining their friendship. So they're worried that that might happen with you. They see inside, they see you as a warm, happy, optimistic, positive person, and they'd like to be your friend. Oh my goodness. Let's get an outcome card. Wow, this is super clear, pile 3. All right. So this is the middle of the deck. So this is my cut card, and it's going to be the energy of the outcome. Ready? Go. Oh, you got the 10 of Cups as your outcome. This is fan-frickin-tastic. All right. So the 10 of Cups talks about emotional well-being and having good times. I think you and your coworker are ultimately going to develop some kind of friendship. And if you're feeling like you and your coworker the reason you're asking the question might even be because you're feeling like your coworker doesn't like you. Well, I have a surprise for you. Yes, they do. They do like you. And this is something that they're hoping to pursue, meaning develop a friendship. They are seeing you. They see inside of you, and they see you as somebody who has the sun potential. Ooh, pile 3. What do you think? Drop a comment, interact with me. I would love to know how this might apply to your situation. And of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit subscribe. I never want you to miss out on a video. All right, my friend, thank you so much for letting me read for you.